Okay, it's just weird that it's so dark. All right. Good afternoon. We're going to get started. Good afternoon, everybody. Good afternoon. My name is Judge Kenya Jenkins Wright, and I am the very proud outgoing president of the Chicago Bar Foundation. Thank you. I am so excited to welcome you on behalf of the CBA and the CBF to this year's 26th annual edition of the Pro Bono and Public Service Awards Luncheon. Please join me in thanking our two event co-chairs this year, Karina Oprea and, and Mike Lehrman, for their leadership in this year's event, and you will be hearing from both of them later in the program. Along with our co-chairs, Karina and Mike, I want to give a special thanks to my friends and co-hosts today, who you will also hear from soon, the new president of the Chicago Bar Foundation, John Shakota, and Sang-Yul Lee, who is the incoming president of the CBF. And a very special thanks to all the judges and bar leaders who are here today. While we don't have time in the program to recognize all of them individually, we are particularly honored to be joined by the Illinois Supreme Court Chief Justice Mary Jane Tice and Chief Judge Rebecca Pallmeyer from the U.S. District Court for the Northern District of Illinois. Please join me in congratulating Judge Pallmeyer, who at the end of this month will be completing a very impactful term as Chief Judge over the past 5 years. As I get ready to pass the leadership torch for the CBF, I want to thank you all for making this year such a big success. As many of you all know, we were celebrating our 75th anniversary for the CBF as the CBA celebrated its 150th year anniversary this past year. And marking these legal anniversaries reminded us of what an incredible legal community we have in Chicago who make all this great work possible. It has been a real honor to be able to lead the CBF in such a special anniversary year, and as proud as I am of the tremendous impact we made in improving access to justice by coming together through the CBF, I am equally proud of an important step our board took at our last board meeting that has been a key part of our collective success. As many organizations have questioned or retreated from their commitments to DEI programs in the wake of the recent events, the CBF board just formally reaffirmed our commitment to justice, equity, diversity, and inclusion as fundamental to our mission of building a fairer and better judicial system together. Thank you. Thank you again for all you do to make the work of the CBF possible. We have another amazing group of lawyers and judges who we are going to honor today. I know we are all going to be inspired as we hear from them, and on that note, I'd like to introduce CBA President John Shakota to introduce our first awardee today, the Anderson Fellowship. John?
Good afternoon, everyone. Talking about one of our great events of the bar year, I think you would all agree with me that this event is right at the top. And I'm just so honored to be here as president of the Chicago Bar Association. My name is John Shakota, and as this year's president of the CBA, I'm pleased to welcome you to this inspiring event. Thank you all for being here and congratulations to all of our amazing honorees today. Our first award today is the Anderson Fellowship, which recognizes and assists outstanding newer lawyers who are pursuing careers in legal aid. I think everyone here understands how the rising costs of law school and the high amount of student debt that most have to take out as a result can be a real constraint for lawyers pursuing careers in legal aid and public interest. Assistance with repaying the often mortgage-sized student debt for newer legal aid lawyers face as they begin their careers is one of the concrete ways we can help keep good lawyers in the important work. And Kimball and Karen Anderson have set a great example for all of us with their leadership in funding the annual Anderson Fellowship. It's such a great honor for me, and I'm just humbled to be able to award an award that has the names of Kimball and Karen Anderson associated with it. I think Kimball, as many of you know, my CBA theme for the year is leaving a legacy for our legal profession. There is no doubt that Kimball and Karen Anderson have left an outstanding legacy to our legal profession. You found your legacy, Kimball and Karen, and we thank you. Thanks to their generosity, this $25,000 fellowship is awarded each year through the CBF to an outstanding legal aid lawyer to help them pay off their school loans. Their leadership and generous financial support for this fellowship over the past 20-plus years has made it possible for many dedicated lawyers to follow their passion and to use their legal education to give back to their community. Kimball and Karen are both with us today, and we thank them for their continued leadership on these issues. And can you stand, Karen and Kimball, for a round of applause? Okay, here's the drum roll. I'm pleased to present this year's Anderson Fellowship to Natera Robinson. As you can see from your program, just 2 years into her legal career as a lawyer at Ascend Justice, Natera already has made a tremendous impact in helping people in need in our community, reflecting a remarkable commitment to helping others that goes all the way back to her time in high school. In her work at Ascend Justice, Natera has helped some of the most vulnerable members of our community, survivors of gender-based violence, who are incarcerated and separated from their families. When I think about Natera, I really see a young lawyer who represents so many values important in the legal community. She is kind, intelligent, and skilled. She is dedicated to the utmost to her clients. She is passionate about access to justice. What makes her so unique is how she blends her personal story with her commitment to legal aid. We indeed are all lucky that Natera is part of our legal community, and quite frankly, we're blessed. And by lessening this burden of her student debt, the fellowship will help Natera continue to do this impactful work at Ascend Justice. Please join me in a hearty congratulations to Natera as this year's recipients of the Anderson Fellowship.
Thank you for the introduction, John. Good afternoon, everyone. I would like to thank the Chicago Bar Association and the Chicago Bar Foundation for hosting such an incredible award ceremony. I would like to express my deepest gratitude to Kimball and Karen Anderson and the selection committee for choosing me as the recipient of this year's fellowship. The work that all of you are doing to support recent law graduates is truly remarkable, and I am so honored to be standing before you all today. I want to share briefly about my journey and how it has impacted me to pursue public interest. I grew up in the inner city on the west side of Chicago in an economically disinvested community. At a very early age, I realized there were a lack of equitable resources for low-income residents and communities of color. When I received my very first college acceptance letter, it motivated me to want to break barriers for individuals from my community. My lived experiences pushed me to want to make a difference in individuals' lives. As I reflect on my time in public interest, I feel a sense of gratitude that I have been privileged enough to help those in need. In my role as a staff attorney at Ascend Justice, I work directly with clients who are incarcerated and are survivors of gender-based violence. I assist them with parenting time, divorces, guardianships, and even mitigating their sentences. Because our clients are incarcerated, they face many barriers to access the resources that they need. Our work at Ascend Justice seeks to change this. Daily, I am motivated by the kindness, resilience, and unwavering bravery that my clients exhibit. I am so proud I get to work with the amazing grandmothers who step up and take care of their grandchildren in scary and unknown situations. I am also constantly inspired by the brilliant young minds at Chicago Public School whom I mentor and who show grit and excellence despite their circumstances. These are the reasons why I continue to be the best person I can be. As many of you know, this work is not easy and it presents many challenges, but I am so grateful to know that I am not in this alone. I would like to thank my amazing colleagues at Ascend Justice. I would also like to thank my lovely wife, and I would like to thank so much my mom and aunts who has worked extremely hard and raised me and instilled in me the importance of kindness early on. Without you all, I would not be standing here today. Thank you.
Good afternoon. My name is Madeline Lewis, and I am honored to present this year's Edward J. Lewis II Pro Bono Service Award. Your program includes more information about this award, which honors the memory and inspiration of my father, who was an extraordinary lawyer who was deeply committed to fulfilling our nation's promise of justice for all. I look forward to this event each year as it serves as personal inspiration and as a reminder of why I followed in my father's footsteps and became an attorney in the hopes of helping others. This award honors attorneys who, like my father, display a deep commitment to the fundamental principles of equal protection and justice for all. Our honoree this year, Bill Barrett, is a very distinguished addition to the many great lawyers who have received this award over the years. Your program has some background on Bill and the impressive pro bono and public service work he has done while maintaining a busy and successful practice at his firm, Barrick Ferrazzano. Bill's pro bono service has primarily focused on bankruptcy court issues, helping people with complex legal issues there to get the legal help that they need. He has done that by representing people directly and through his leadership in starting a formal pro bono program for the court that helps connect scores of people in need each year with pro bono counsel to represent them. One of Bill's particularly noteworthy pro bono efforts were highlighted by one of the bankruptcy judges in the court's opinion, a case he ultimately won for his client after the case was later reopened. In the opinion, the court stated, "The court would like to thank Mr. William J. Barrett for volunteering his time and expertise as counsel for the plaintiff in this adversary proceeding. He advocated zealously on her behalf and assisted this court greatly with regards to conducting a trial and ruling on the factual and legal issues before it." Bill carries that same passion into his community service. This is highlighted by his playing a lead role in helping young people with financial literacy for more than 15 years now. For all of these reasons, it is my honor to present this year's Edward J. Lewis Award to Bill Barrett.
Thank you, Madeline. I will be brief because I was told to be brief and because I have a flight at 3:30 and I need to be brief. So if you see me dashing out of here, it's not anything I ate or anything anybody in here said. I'd like to thank first the people who nominated me for this award, and in particular Joseph Shore, who did a lot of work to prepare the application. I'd like to recognize the Lewis family for being here, I know some friends and family members are here, to thank them for their continued involvement in this award, showing up, showing interest and support for the award. And I just hope that I can have lived up to, in my pro bono career, to the very high bar set by Edward Lewis. And lastly, I'd like to speak to younger lawyers here, those who may still be mapping out their legal careers, where it's going to take them, and maybe thinking at this time, how does pro bono or community service fit into their career? Well, let me tell you, it will fit in a way that could be rewarding, useful, helpful, and even fun at times. I started my pro bono career in the late 80s as a new associate, working with a clinic that was helping migrant farm workers obtain permanent visas under a program that was available at that time. In the bankruptcy court, I was involved in the bankruptcy pro bono panel and took several cases, including involving someone work out crushing student loan debt and helping a small family business that had failed sort out things at that point. On referral from the district court, I was asked to represent an inmate at Cook County Jail who was receiving inadequate medical care. And finally, and I think perhaps the most fun part, is for the last 10 years, through a program originated in the bankruptcy court, I have been part of the CARE program, which makes financial literacy presentations to area high schools. I've presented to over thousands of students, and if you don't think that can be fun, then you really haven't lived, because it's great fun, and one of our teachers is here with us today. So what do all these disparate experiences have in common? Well, they all took me to a place, a role, maybe a court, or a part of the community that I was not familiar with, something that was different from what I had grown up in. Exposed me to an area of law that I had to learn from scratch in many cases. As you look at your careers in the future, hopefully you'll consider this and consider how much fun, how much rewarding, how much you'll learn through pro bono work. Thank you.
Hello, everyone. My name is Judge Mariam Ahmed. Thank you for being here today to honor these amazing lawyers and judges, and congratulations to all of our honorees. Having spent most of my legal career as an assistant state's attorney and an assistant public defender before becoming a judge, I understand the critical role that our dedicated public servants play in making our justice system live up to its ideals. Supporting their good work will always be a priority for the CBA and the CBF. For those reasons, I feel particularly lucky to again present this year's Kilbride Public Service Award. We are very pleased that Justice Kilbride again is able to join us today. I had the good fortune to get to know and to work with Justice Kilbride while he served on our Illinois Supreme Court, and saw firsthand the exemplary commitment to pro bono and public service he brought to his work all the time. He really transformed the court's commitment to access to justice in his time on the bench. And frankly, Justice Kilbride, I know you'll transform Cloak and Fairchild while you're there too. That's my commercial for Justice Kilbride, who's at Cloak and Fairchild right now. And while Justice Kilbride justifiably received a lot of accolades and attention for his good work on the Supreme Court over the years, this award is intended to honor lawyers or judges displaying a similar commitment to public service and access to justice outside of the public eye. It is very fitting that Judge Janet Baer is receiving the award today, as she has exemplified a similar commitment to public service and access to justice throughout her time on the bench as a bankruptcy judge here in Chicago. Unfortunately, Justice Baer had a previously scheduled trip out of state that prevents her from being here today in person. But she was able to tape some remarks by video that we will see in a moment, and you can read more about her good work in your program. Justice Baer has helped expand pro bono service in bankruptcy and in the bankruptcy court, and she has played a key role in the development of ongoing support for the bankruptcy help desk, assisting to make this specialized area of our court system more fair and accessible to people in need. She has also played a lead role in educating young people about financial literacy here in Chicago and throughout the country via the Credit Abuse Resistance Education or CARE program. Throughout her leadership and active participation in this program, Judge Baer is helping young people develop the skills that they need to make smart financial decisions and to avoid the types of credit trouble that can lead to involvement in the justice system. I am pleased to present this year's Kilbride Public Service Award to Judge Janet Baer. Thank you so much. Thank you, Bob.
Greetings, everyone. Sorry I cannot be with you in person today to accept this wonderful award. I am truly thankful to the Chicago Bar Foundation for the honor, and I'm really very humbled by the award. I want to thank some very special people who made this award possible. Without them, I really could never have received it. First of all, Joe Shore, the primary force behind the application for this award, and my colleague from CARE. Joe introduced me to CARE, Credit Abuse Resistance Education, over 13 years ago. It's an educational and financial literacy education program. I want to thank Erica Wax, the chair of CARE, who actually nominated me for this award. And letters of recommendation were provided by Tony Bassone from Grayslake North High School, a great CARE supporter, my colleague, Judge Deborah Thorne, Chad Husnick from Kirkland and Ellis, and Professor Clint Francis from Northwestern University. I'd also like to thank and acknowledge the CARE leadership colleagues who are there today in my stead, Harold Israel and Jeff Schwartz. I want to thank Catherine Moffitt from PIAC, the Private Equity Association of Chicago, a huge CARE supporter, and my law clerks, Naomi Dean and Zach Sparcella, and my courtroom deputy, Alex Dragonetti. They are truly my right and left hands. Without them, I could not do my day job, nor could I do what I do in pro bono work. And finally, I want to thank and acknowledge and congratulate my CARE leadership colleague, Bill Barrett, who is receiving the Edwin Lewis Award today. You know, on a daily basis in my courtroom, I have very good and hardworking people who end up with terrible financial trouble. And most often, they really have no idea how they got into that financial trouble. And that's what CARE is all about. A bankruptcy judge started CARE many years ago to help people when they're young, when they're in high school, learn about budgeting, about savings, about student loans, before they ever get into any kind of financial trouble. And in fact, when I do presentations for CARE, I always tell my students, I never, ever want to see them in my courtroom, unless, of course, they're there as a lawyer representing a client who needs their help. I don't think I've ever seen a student in my courtroom as a debtor. I'm still waiting for that first lawyer to appear. Thank you very much to everyone, and have a great day.
Good afternoon. It's great to see so many of you today. My name is Tom Panoff. I'm the incoming first vice president of the Chicago Bar Foundation, and I'd like to add a special congratulations again to all of the recipients today. Our next award is named in honor of Leonard J. Schrager, one of those special professors who was able to combine his impressive skills and experience with his passion for teaching. Throughout Leonard's long and accomplished career, he inspired countless students and lawyers to make pro bono and public service a central part of their careers. Leonard is just one of a handful of leaders to serve as both the president of the CBA and of the CBF board since the CBF was formed in 1948. And he's had amazing impact on the bar and our larger legal community throughout his long career. Of particular note today, this luncheon was actually Leonard's brainchild when he was president of the CBF in 1999, and it's one of the tremendous legacies that he leaves on all of us and our legal community. The Schrager Award represents exemplary attorneys in academia who, in the spirit of Leonard's legacy, have made significant and lasting contributions to improving access to justice and serving those who need help in our legal community. This year's recipient is Kate Mitchell, a clinical professor at Loyola University Chicago School of Law and director of both the Health Justice Project and the Rodin Center for Social Justice. As part of some of the many community-oriented roles that Kate plays at Loyola, she leads not both these organizations, but a number of other initiatives at the school and in the legal community. The Health Justice Project that Kate directs is a pioneering medical legal partnership that brings together law students, medical students, and social work students who work together to provide a holistic representation to clients and those in need, and to address some of the systemic inequities that exist in our system. It is one of the many examples of Kate's work at Loyola that are making a huge impact in our community and bringing help to those in need. And she encourages countless students to take a more active role in pro bono and to make it a centerpiece of their legal careers. As one of her nominators put it, in every facet of her work, Kate embodies excellence, compassion, and an unwavering commitment to the public interest. Throughout her mentorship, she is molding the next generation of attorneys dedicated to upholding the principles of justice and equality. For all of these reasons, it is my honor to present today's award of the Leonard J. Schrager Memorial Award of Excellence to Professor Kate Mitchell. Professor?
Thank you so much. And thanks to the Chicago Bar Foundation and the selection committee for this honor. I'm so appreciative of this award and to have joined the ranks of some of the prior awardees, including some of my public interest mentors, like Leonard Rabinowitz from Northwestern, some of my colleagues, Mary Bird and Hank Rose, among others. I also want to give some special thanks to the folks who worked to nominate me, Mary Bird again, Elise Citrini, Brianna Cantor, and Anna Ahrens, to be recognized in this way by the colleagues that I really admire is really my greatest honor. I want to thank my husband, Anil Chablani, and our boys, Ravi and Malcolm, for all of their support. As some of you may know, my husband and I met many years ago working at Legal Aid Chicago, and we've both committed our lives together to public service through the practice of law, trying to improve systems and conditions in which oppressed, vulnerable, and disenfranchised folks live. And I appreciate always having a constant supporter and colleague in this fight for justice from Anil. I was recently researching, again, going back and looking back at the history of poverty law for a project that I'm working on. And I was learning more about how much early champions of poverty law learned from the civil rights movement. I was reminded of the teachings of Charles Hamilton Houston, the first general counsel of the NAACP and a scholar of sociological jurisprudence. Houston believed that the law is a social institution capable of improvement by conscious human effort, and that lawyers can and should influence the law and society through their advocacy. I have spent my career trying to influence the law and policy to improve our justice system and other systems impacting some of the most vulnerable and disenfranchised members of our communities. It is such fulfilling work, and I am now blessed to be able to do that work in an academic setting while helping to prepare the next generation of social justice lawyers, many of whom are here today, with the tools and insights they will need to advocate for vulnerable clients and work upstream to change the systems that work to keep their clients vulnerable. These students inspire me, and I am honored to be able to teach them and then watch what they accomplish in their legal careers. Thank you.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Sang-Yul Lee. I'm a partner at K&L Gates and the incoming president of the Chicago Bar Foundation. I want to add my welcome and thanks to everyone for joining us to congratulate the amazing lawyers and judges who we are honoring today. So inspirational. As we celebrate the 26th edition of this event, we also celebrate the good work you all make possible by coming together as a legal community in Chicago and Illinois through the work of the CBF. Thanks to your support for more than 75 years, the CBF has played a widely recognized leadership role in making justice more accessible, fair, and equitable for everyone, particularly the thousands of people in our community who cannot afford legal help or would otherwise go without any representation. The CBF is able to do all of this because of your partnership and strong support, which has made the CBF the largest voluntarily supported foundation in the country and a national leader in developing the innovative solutions to improving justice and access to justice for everyone. The Tree of Justice graphic that you will see toward the back of the program shows exactly how the support of the CBF turns into exponential impact in improving access to justice. The combined power of coming together with your peers from throughout our legal community through the CBF enables you to make a huge impact that none of us could do by ourselves. Just a few examples of the tremendous impact you are making through the CBF that you will be hearing more about this upcoming year include the nationally acclaimed Cook County Legal Aid for Housing and Debt program, an innovative program through the Cook County courts and the city, where several outstanding legal aid partners and many others who are reimagining the court process for evictions, foreclosures, and consumer debt cases, and helping tens of thousands of people in need each year. While we are I have gone on site visits with some of our grantees who work in this exact field, and I can guarantee for you the impact that they're having. The fallout from the 2008 financial crisis still lingers, and this is one of the areas where legal aid makes a huge difference. Secondly, an exciting partnership with the Illinois Secretary of State and the Illinois Supreme Court to place community access centers in public libraries throughout Illinois to help specially trained librarians teach people about the courts and how to get legal help. Third, an improved and expanded CBF Legal Aid Academy to provide high-quality training and professional development for the hundreds of dedicated legal aid attorneys serving our community in the Chicagoland area and the rest of Illinois. Second. As you hear the inspiring stories of our award recipients today, please consider joining me in making a contribution to the CBF to support the important work. I know many of you have already done so by registering for today's event, and we thank you for that support. You can also make a gift online at chicagobarfoundation.org or use the QR code at your tables, and also drop a check in an envelope in the middle of your table or mail those in. As an incentive, we have done this before. We would ask you to make your donations, and then you will be put into a drawing today where one lucky recipient will be honored to have a special $1,000 gift in that person's honor made to one of our grantees. For those of you who work in legal aid, are here as our guest, or are not in a position to donate today, you can certainly enter the drawing as well by putting your business card in the envelope on the table as well. Thank you again for all you do to make the CBF's work possible. I look forward to working with you this upcoming year. I now would like to welcome one of our Luncheon co-chairs, Mike Lehrman from Baker McKenzie, to present our next award. Thank you again, and congratulations to all our awardees.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Sang-Yul, and good afternoon to everybody. I'm Mike Lehrman. I'm a partner and trial lawyer at the law firm of Baker McKenzie, and it is my distinct honor to stand before you today as co-chair of this inspiring event with my friend Karina Aprea. Karina and I became friends through work that we did together in a pro bono matter, along with her colleagues at Mondelez, many of whom are here today. And that was a pro bono matter that we partnered with an organization called the Chicago Alliance Against Sexual Exploitation. And I see Katha Morris-Hofer is here as well with the Mondelez folks at their table. I know how challenging it can be to represent a victim of sexual assault. But it's incredibly important work, and it's fulfilling work and often very healing work as well. And that brings me to another reason why I'm proud to stand before you today, to honor the incredible work of Jenna Stupar. The CBA and the CBF have been presenting the Maurice Weigel Award, the Exceptional Young Lawyer Award, for more than 50 years. And this is the point in my remarks where I resist the temptation to ask Bob what it was like to present the award 50 years ago. Eagle-eyed readers of the program will know that that is impossible. So I don't know. There's the best I could do in terms of humor, but we're workshopping some other things. In any event, this award reflects the inspiring family legacy of an extraordinary father and son, Maurice W. Weigel and Maurice S. Weigel, who each exhibited a lifelong devotion to the law and the community. And Jenna is a great addition to the list of attorneys who have received this award. Jenna is a partner at Kirkland & Ellis, and her biography is in your program. To give you a brief idea of her contributions and her impressive pro bono work and her inspiring leadership. As I alluded to earlier, Jenna was a key part in a trial team that obtained a landmark verdict of nearly $20 million against the warden and other senior staff at Logan Correctional Facility on behalf of a pro bono client who had suffered horrific sexual abuse at their hands. Her grateful client in that case had this to say about Jenna. Jenna, she puts her heart and soul into what she does, and she actually cares about what she does and the people she's working for. She does her job to the best of her knowledge and ability. Also, she's an adorable person, and I love how her family supports her and her work. Both her parents and husband traveled to attend our trial. And I think she also had another guest at the trial as well. In addition to her exemplary pro bono work, Jenna is active within her firm as well as in the bar and larger legal community to support colleagues in the legal profession who are going through challenging times themselves. Jenna is exactly the type of inspiring lawyer who we seek to honor with this award, and I am so proud to present her with this year's Weigel Award. Jenna Stupar.
Thank you so much to the Chicago Bar Foundation and the selection committee and my nominators. I'm so honored to receive this award among such an incredible group of people today. Recently, I was on a trial team that my intro alluded to, representing a woman who was sexually abused in prison by the prison guard who was in charge of her phone calls with her 6-year-old daughter. While it was an eventful trial, what I remember the most about it was our client, Andrea. When I first met Andrea, and she gave me permission to use her name, when I first met Andrea, her posture was turned inward, small, like she was afraid to take up space by simply just existing. She looked down when talking to us. She looked down all the time. However, as the trial progressed, I noticed a change. She started to look up more, talk more. She even started to smile a little bit. Her posture changed. She changed. In fact, she later explained that seeing us fight for her inspired this change in her. And in fact, when she was asked at her trial, why even go through all of the years of litigation on this subject, she said, because I want to stand up for myself and I want to teach my daughter how to stand up for herself. Seeing someone stand up for her changed her life and her daughter's by extension. It is amazing that our profession has the power to deliver these kinds of results. But here is something that I've noticed. The work we do as lawyers is often so intense and demanding, though fun, that it can leave us no space at all when we are going through a personal crisis of our own. For that reason, I'm proud to have started a program at Kirkland that offers women dealing with pregnancy loss and infertility a pathway of support to help navigate these temporary but serious crises, as well as a program for new moms to find that support is needed too. My hope is that as lawyers, we will intentionally work to create a culture to support each other in various ways so that the important, life-changing work that we do on cases like Andrea's and the cases we've been hearing about today can continue. I believe there is a long-term payoff to helping people navigate short-term crises, and sometimes we need someone to stand up for us so that we can continue to stand up for others. Thank you.
Housekeeping. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Karina Oprea, and I'm deeply honored to be on the stage today as one of the co-chairs of this year's event. Thank you all for being here today and recognizing the tremendous lawyers we are celebrating today. Corporate counsels play a substantial role in pro bono, both by the direct impact of the work for the people they're helping, but also for the partnerships and positive influence they have with outside law firms and partners. To me, personally, I truly believe that our passion and purpose shine brightest when we choose to lift someone up. Just a few years ago, I was a practicing attorney in Moldova, a small country in Eastern Europe, where my team and I launched the first pro bono program in the country, offering legal assistance to victims of domestic abuse. Today, as corporate counsel at Mangelis International, I am focused on our value of doing what's right, and I showcase this value by making pro bono a priority within our global legal function and beyond. We, as a team, share the merit of pro bono as an opportunity to serve our communities and do good for others as leaders in our industry. So it is my distinct honor to present this next award, which is named for Excellence and their exemplary leadership on pro bono, that honors their pro bono contributions of outstanding attorneys in the corporate sector, who almost always are doing that work outside of the spotlight. This year's honoree, Jay Reedy from AT&T, is a valuable addition to the tremendous group of lawyers we have honored with this award over the years. Jay is Assistant Vice President and Senior Counsel at AT&T, and you can read more about his monumental pro bono work in your program. His leadership and great work in helping vulnerable immigrants in complex asylum cases stands out in particular. The diverse group of organizations who nominated Jay for this award says a lot about how well regarded he is by his peers. They include a prominent legal aid organization, a large Chicago corporation, and a major law firm who has partnered on pro bono with Jay and his colleagues. In the words of one of his nominators, Jay has been the unsung hero who not only represents pro bono clients, but motivates our corporate legal departments and law firm partners to participate in pro bono. We are proud to let our broader legal community know about Jay's selfless dedication and amazing work by honoring him with this year's Outstanding Corporate Counsel Award. Congratulations, Jay. Take this.
That's not my speech, so I'll take this one. So everybody in the law firm community can relax. I'm not here to ask you to go to a clinic or anything like that, which has been what I've been doing. So first of all, I'm extremely proud and very gratified to receive this award, the Exelon Outstanding Corporate Counsel Award. I appreciate the support that Exelon puts into this that allows a grant to be directed to an institution and a program that I love and support, National Immigrant Justice Center. And I'm really very proud to have my name added to this list of individuals that have received this award. First of all, oh, by the way, say thank you, Karina, for such a wonderful introduction too, by the way. I also want to thank the CBF, the CBA. I want to tell Bob Glaves, you run a fantastic organization. All the work that you do to bring access to justice is tremendous, and we follow behind you in your leadership in that area. Congratulations to the fellow recipients. You are inspiring to me and to everybody in this room. This room is inspiring, to be honest, to be standing in front of you. All the work that you do in our communities is a way for us to build change and to bring access to justice. Speaking of inspiring, I'd like to call out my AT&T colleagues that are in the room and not in the room. You, my colleagues, have always answered the call when we wanted to go out into our communities to serve as lawyers, as legal professionals. I'm going to talk a little bit briefly about some of you, but you know, the things that you have done, the asylum cases, the DACA applications, helping parents when they need help bringing school benefits to children who need it, to, you know, all across, teachers, lawyers in the classroom, everything that you've done, you are my heroes, and I appreciate it. To my friends at National Immigrant Justice Center and to everybody who nominated me for this award, thank you very much. Mary Meg McCarthy, you run an organization that is outstanding, that leads us into areas where true justice must be done, and you get your group, the staff, the lawyers, and everybody there at NIJC help us to do that. And Ellen Miller, the pro bono director there. I actually consider Ellen kind of one of my clients. In fact, she's harder than some of my business clients, to be honest. You know, when I see a business client pop up on my phone and Ellen's name pop up on my phone, I actually am kind of conflicted. But Ellen and I, I'll take the, you drove me and everybody to be better pro bono lawyers. And for that, your commitment to justice and commitment to our clients is again, the word inspiring comes back to mind. Couple more, and then I'm done. Chris Comstock, I want to just say thank you very much. Chris is a partner at Mayor Brown. We have been on a case for more than 10 years together, an asylum case. Chris is brilliant. His professional skills, and to be honest, the combination of of Chris's mind and my bow tie, we are an absolute juggernaut, all right? There's nothing that can stop us, all right? Maria Rojas, who's also here as a paralegal at AT&T, who has been a phenomenal supporter of immigrant justice cases, asylum cases. Maria, you are our spirit to all of us, and you connect us together in these cases. And she goes and works for cases outside of AT&T, and it's an amazing thing. So this is the last part of my remarks. I was talking this over with my wife, Jane, who I'm not allowed to mention in these remarks. She's sitting over there at that table looking at me right now. She's my North Star, and I follow you everywhere. And she points me in the right direction, you know, where to go, and we're a great team. But recently, our direction was pointed to Dallas, Texas, where we've moved for a couple of years. Insert spot for audible groan here, all right. I said we've moved to Dallas, Texas for a couple of years. Texas and Dallas is a different place, and only by comparison to Chicago, and that's my point here. We have something here in Chicago that's really wonderful. We are the city of big shoulders. We are the city that works. We are the city that does things. And I want to look out at you and take you with me to Dallas for the next couple of years. I've enjoyed working with this community so much. I'm going to come back and work with it again someday. I'm going to take that Chicago spirit with me, all right? That can-do attitude. I'm going to take it to Dallas, and I'm going to tell them, this is how we do things in Chicago. This is the way we fix things. I'm not going to actually say those words exactly, okay? This fixes it. But this is how we fix things, and this is how we work in Chicago. I'm going to take it to Dallas, and I'm going to come back here in a couple of years, and I'm going to tell you how it worked out. Thank you very much. You're a wonderful community, and I appreciate this award very much.
Good afternoon. My name is Allison Sievenek, and I'm the incoming president for the CBF Young Professionals Board. I'm honored. Thank you. I'm honored to present our final award today, the Morsch Award. As many of you know, Tom Morsch has been recognized throughout his career as a wonderful advocate and leader in our legal community, and deservedly so. But Tom always felt that lawyers in private practice received a disproportionate amount of recognition for their pro bono contributions in comparison to the lawyers who have dedicated their careers to public interest law, often at great financial sacrifice. For this reason, Tom and his family created this award to honor public service attorneys who are committed to serving low-income and disadvantaged clients and who have demonstrated lifelong excellence in the quality of their work. The Morsches have endowed the award so that it also includes a generous honorarium for the recipient. We are pleased that Tom and his son Jim are here with us again today to help congratulate this year's honoree, Lisa Palumbo at Legal Aid Chicago. We could not have a more fitting Morsch Award honoree than Lisa, who for decades now has dedicated her entire legal career to legal aid and helping some of the most vulnerable people in our community to seek justice. Lisa currently serves as the director of the Immigrants and Workers' Rights Practice Group at Legal Aid Chicago, and you can read more in your program about her incredibly meaningful work there, which her peers describe as legendary. In addition to the countless individual clients she has fought for over the years, Lisa consistently and successfully takes on complex and high-stakes litigation impacting entire communities of people at risk, including survivors of human trafficking, crime victims, and immigrant workers facing unjust or unsafe working conditions. As just one recent example of this impactful work, since 2019, Lisa has championed a major piece of highly complex, multi-state litigation against 3 companies responsible for repeatedly spraying pesticides on migrant farm workers, including both parents and their teenagers, while they worked in cornfields in Illinois. In addition to coordinating the litigation efforts on behalf of dozens of clients and multiple public interest organizations, Lisa leveraged these incidents to create positive change for other current and future migrant workers. Her persistent advocacy paid off with the passing last June of new legislation to hold pesticide violators accountable. Lisa has been humble and modest throughout her impressive career, always the first to recognize and promote others rather than herself. We could not be prouder to put Lisa in the spotlight today for her great work by presenting her with this very well-deserved recognition as this year's Morsch Award recipient. Lisa.
I think I'm verklempt. That was so lovely. Thank you for that beautiful introduction. Good afternoon, everyone. First, I would like to thank the Chicago Bar Association for this wonderful luncheon and this wonderful event. To Tom Morsch and the Morsch family, thank you so much for recognizing lawyers who commit their careers to public service. I'm honored and humbled to receive this award today, and I also congratulate my fellow awardees. I'm thrilled to share this day with you, your family, and your colleagues. I am proud to be a legal aid attorney. While I don't deny that there are some sacrifices involved in this career path, there's certainly not ongoing themes in this choice. Representing immigrants, low-wage workers, migrant farm workers, and survivors of human trafficking is fundamentally a human and professional commitment to assure that our legal system sees them, understands them, and works for them too. We strive to defend our clients at the highest levels of excellence in practice. In my case, I've been able to reach for that excellence because my agency has always allowed me to be a creative lawyer, to take on complex and cutting-edge legal work without fear or reservation. I'm grateful to past leadership and to our current leadership with Kate Shank at Legal Aid Chicago for allowing me to reach my potential with constant encouragement in a highly collegial environment. Legal aid lawyers and advocates need to be tenacious, resourceful, compassionate, resilient, and humble. We also need to be utterly persistent, unwavering, and yes, a bit bothersome. I don't have all of these qualities. I do have bothersome. But I take comfort in the fact that collectively my colleagues at Legal Aid Chicago have them all. I share this award with my agency and colleagues and look forward to celebrating it with them. Most of all, thank you to my amazing family for their unwavering support of me. Without you, I would not be here. Thank you.
Good afternoon. I always forget every year how bright it is up on this stage. We might have to do Blinded by the Light next year for the song. But if you saw everybody blinking a little bit up here, that's what's going on. But what a incredible group of honorees again today. And thank you all for coming out on a beautiful Friday to honor them. This for sure is the best weather we've ever had in the history of this event. And if you think back to earlier this week, we were sweating that out a little bit, literally and figuratively. And I was watching the forecast on Channel 7 in the morning news, and Tracy Butler had looked out to Friday and say, this day is a 10. And it is, weather-wise, but also for these amazing folks we've been hearing from today. Can we just give them one more big round of congrats? They're an inspiring group, to say the least, who set a great example for all of us and make us all proud. A few other thanks I want to make sure to do. It's a big team effort every year to put this event together. The woman in the middle, Emmy Veenbos, is our all-star ringmaster back there. Thank you, Emmy. And to Sang, Brian, and our summer intern, Melissa, who also played a big role, and then our whole staff has been working here today. Hopefully you've had a chance to meet them at some point. Thanks again to our co-chairs, Karina and Mike. You guys from the beginning have been great, and to our CBA and CBF leadership. Everyone who served on award selection committees, it's very rewarding work, they would tell you, but it's also really hard to choose from so many amazing people every year that you get to see up here. And all the firms and companies and organizations who sponsored today's event and made it possible, thank you too. One final special thanks is to everybody here at the Hilton. We're really lucky to be able to do this event here at a place that's so much a part of Chicago history, and we want to keep doing it here as long as we can. But they do such a great job. Thank you to everybody here who's been... And I just want to finish out today with going back, if you were watching the song that played at the beginning, you'll see it again in a moment. It's a song everybody knows, Lean on Me. But you might not know that version, which is from the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame about, I think it's about 8 years ago or so, which all-star cast up there, John Legend and Stevie Wonder playing with Bill Withers before he had passed away, unfortunately. But just a great song about life for all of us. We all need somebody to lean on. We all can be there to help others, right? But it's also an inspiration when we think about the work we're doing as lawyers, judges, legal professionals. And one of the stanzas in the song I bet we could all say in our sleep is, I just might have a problem that you'll understand, right? I won't sing it, just say it. But if you think about that line in the context of who we are as lawyers and judges and other legal professionals, it's not just that they might have a problem we'd understand. We know people have a lot of legal problems that we are uniquely able to understand and help with. They're calling, to go back to the song, to paraphrase it, they're calling on us for help when they are not strong, and we can help them carry on in a way that no one else can. We're uniquely positioned to do that. And this year's honorees have been there to answer that call and again show us that wherever we are in the legal community, whether we're just starting out or been at it for a long time, full-time in public interest or doing this as pro bono, helping the next generation come along, wherever we are, when people are leaning on us with their legal problems, we've got a special power to help them. And as we think about what to do with the inspiration we've gotten today, I want to close again with a quote we used last year, a famous quote from Arthur Ashe. Start where you are, use what you have, do what you can. Start where you are, so if you're just starting out and haven't done a lot of pro bono or you're thinking about going into public service, wherever you are, just get going, right? Use what you have. What's the common thread in this room? We all have special knowledge, we all have special experience in the system, and we all have a special role in our justice system that no one else has. So that's what we got to use. That's a lot. And then do what you can. I think we just heard 7 examples that you can do a heck of a lot, all of us. And if you just look at what those 7 folks have done and how much of an impact they've made, and then multiply it around this room, and then into our bigger legal community, think what we can do. Congratulations to our honorees again today for inspiring us and making us so proud to be part of this legal community. I am so proud to be part of Chicago's legal community right now. Thank you all for being here to honor them today, and onward, but enjoy the weather too. Thank you.